Hey everyone, Tarn Mitchell here, formerly known as Tashara Michelle. Most of you know me as T. Tonight, I'm going to go over a few questions in regards to my transition from female to male. I've been transitioning for about 6 months so far. So, today, I'm going to be answering a few questions about that. One of them being, when did I decide that I wanted to transition? I have known that I was uncomfortable in my being for as long as I could remember. I grew up not knowing that I would ever be able to do anything about that, and the thought of that was like not something that you did or that you thought about could happen, and just because of all the crap that it gets, like tranny, like blah blah. So that definitely um, made me really think about it for a couple of years, and then just one day I took those blinders off, and I was tired of not being who I am for the benefit of making other people comfortable. I started out by research, and then I found a gender therapist. In order to begin HRT, which is hormone replacement therapy, you have to get a letter from your gender therapist. That's just pretty much saying that this is you and you're ready to take that next step. And I started testosterone in April, in April of this year. So excited to finally start that in my life. Nervous, just this ball of emotions because I didn't know what to expect and how it would be, and there's so much to think about. There's coming out again, essentially. I had originally come out as a lesbian and have lived my life like that for as long as I can remember. See, I came out at 13. So as long as I can remember, I've identified as a lesbian. So I started testosterone finally. The first changes that I really noticed were probably the way that I smelled was different, and I know that sounds weird. It wasn't like a bad thing. It's just a difference. It was a difference in my scent. My voice started to drop slightly, which was really hard for me to tell, and for some of my friends to tell because I had a pretty deep voice to begin with for a female. So yeah, that was weird, but that and the changes in where your fat settles in your body. So for the first 3 months, it was all about voice changing and where my fat was settling and muscle building in different places, and emotion wise, it was a clusterfuck. Emotionally, you can be everywhere essentially because everything that you've known about yourself is changing. And that can be very unsettling and kind of a shock to your body. Um, for me, I went into the closed off part of that. So I didn't really want to like talk about how I was feeling. I didn't want to communicate it, and it's just a weird feeling. So that's the first few months, and that probably is some of the hardest times. It's a lot of anxiety around those first few months. Um, Another thing that I would say that I noticed about the first couple of months um, would be I started, getting like little like zits and stuff all over again because it's like it's the second coming of puberty, and that aspect sucks a lot. Like, who wants to go through puberty twice? Around that time period, month like 2 and 3, I stopped ovulating, which it stops your cycles, so you don't menstruate any longer. For some people, it's different. It all depends on how your body reacts to testosterone. For me, it stopped pretty much like the second month. Around month 4 and 5, it was really, really crazy time for my voice. Like a really, really crazy time for my voice. Um, because my voice was just screeching so ridiculous and it's awful. It sucks. Like, just don't. It sounds like something kind of punch you in the gut and then you're getting over it. So you're like, ah. Like, yeah, it gets really weird. I also started noticing that gotten a little hairier and hair in different places. So those are just my experiences so far. Um, I know I'm missing a lot of stuff, but I'm very open to questions. So if anybody ever has anything, you're more than welcome to just ask me. I'm really open. I pretty much answer just about anything. So let me get to some other questions. How important is it for me to pass as a male? Uh, it's somewhat important. For me, it's like I said, I did come out as a lesbian first, and definitely more on the butch side. So, as a lot of you butch lesbians know out there, we get mistaken for men all the time. So for me, it was just kind of like a really natural transition for me. I'm not picky with pronouns right now. Some people are. I'm not. Some people refer to me as he, which I definitely prefer. Some people say she, and I can understand that. It's a hard transition for everyone, so it's not just about me and stuff like that. But I'll let them say whatever they want until I have this gnarly beard going on, and then they're gonna look awfully silly calling me she. So that's how I explain it to them, and I'm sure they could figure it out after that. But I'm not super picky on it. Um, I go to the men's bathroom. I made a stand to pee device, so I stand to pee, when I'm out sometimes, and sometimes I don't. I go in and I sit down and I pee. So, and that's me, and that's how I feel about it. I feel like I don't particularly want to blend. I don't want to just blend in. I want people to know that there are transgendered people out there. Call it a third gender, call it whatever you want, but we're out there and I'm not just going to blend in for the comfort of society. All right, I'm going to answer some deeper questions now. Okay. This is more in regards to the month by month of the transition process. So from pretty much month 1 through 4, you eat a lot. Um, you're oh, that's a good one. Sex drive. So it's like a hot heat. It's like a whole different, like, this is you, and then your sex drive is like a whole different entity within itself. Oh yeah, you sex drive, genital growth. And most people are thinking, like, oh, so do you grow a penis? Like, what happens to your vagina? What happens to your boobs? Your boobs shrink a little bit, so they don't completely go away. You would need top surgery for that, which I do intend and plan on getting. Gotta hack off the breasticles. Um, the bottom portion, uh, the thing that really happens is your clitoris enlarges. So that's something that a lot of people don't know, and it's understandable. It's something that a lot of trans men won't really talk about. Well, hell, I don't mind it's happening, and it's a part of me. So and that's that. Arms, you know, arms and like stomach, all that stuff. So, um, like shoulders, like pecs. So you get muscle development um, in different places than you did before. Misconceptions and myths. You do not grow a penis. I do not grow an Adam's apple. I still have boobs, so it is going to take surgery to get those hacked off. Lucky for me, mine are small enough to not notice. In my next video, I will have Emily with me, and we will discuss how it is for the person you're with through the transition. So that way you get a different perspective. And I think that really is important in the process, especially if you're not doing it alone. If you are, you don't have to be. Um, my email is always open. It's taran.m.mclean@gmail.com. If anyone ever wants to talk or they have any questions, you could also hit me up on Facebook. Name's Taran Mitchell, or Taran Mitchell McLean on Facebook. I'm really open and honest, and I'll let you guys know whatever you want. In a couple videos, for most of you that know me and know what I do, I will discuss my transition through work. So that's another topic, and I thank you guys for your time. See you.